Real quick guys, before we get started in today's video, I want to let you know that all of the new throtl merchandise is dropping tomorrow, June 24th at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you want to use this to get entries to win the 240 or just pick up some merch, we have a t-shirt, a new lanyard, cell phone case, some new box stickers, a windshield banner, and we also have a limited edition poster. So if you want to grab some of that stuff, it's going to be on sale tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
What's up guys, Mickey here, welcome back to the vlog. Alright, so it's getting kind of late here. A few of the boys went home already. Ricky, Louie, and myself, and Nathan from DNA Garage are all still here. Louie's half asleep. Ricky's getting ready to go to work, so he's wide awake. We kicked the key on to check everything, and we noticed a couple little fuel leaks around the injectors and the, basically because of all new lines and fuel filter and regulator and all that stuff. So we tightened everything down. We're gonna go ahead and try to crank it over for the first time here and see what happens.
Go ahead.
Crank it?
Yep.
First try, she's a runner, boys. Turn it off.
I hear water,
Oh, you got
oil.
oil leak right there.
The oil filter didn't come loose, but the lines did.
Alright, so we got a little bit of an oil leak. Not abnormal. We're gonna go ahead and check out, see what it is, and get it tightened up.
The next day.
Alright guys, so last night was eventful. We got the motor started and cranked over. I have spent my morning this morning fixing all the little things that we found out right away once the car fired up. We had a little minor oil leak from the oil filter relocation. You can see there's a little drip here still from last night. These fittings were tight, but not tight enough. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten those up, and we should have that problem solved. I will clean the rest of that down and get the residual oil off of there with some brake parts cleaner. We did have some fuel leak issues at the injectors, so we went ahead and tightened down the rail a little more, and that solved that problem. We just didn't have it completely sealed, and we had one O-ring pinched, which is a common mistake that a lot of people make when they press their injectors in. The little O-ring on top will get pinched and create a leak. So we pulled that out, replaced that O-ring with a new one just to make sure that we put a good O-ring in there, and it solved that problem. And at that point the car fired right up, which is great. That means all the wiring we did is awesome. Louie at DNA Garage knocked that out of the park. Our Adaptronic ECU is programmed properly from Tuned by Sean, so shout out to him for hooking that up remotely. We are planning for just a couple days from now to be on the dyno at DNA Garage with Sean on the phone via a Facebook portal, and we're gonna do a remote tune on the car at that point. So from now until the day we go to the dyno, I need to go through and button up all the systems that are currently left loose. We did get our exhaust done. This is our downpipe utilizing the header wrap that you guys saw previously in the video to our muffler that we deleted. And we also wrapped this with the header wrap as well for a nice rough look. I like it, it's different. I did the same thing on my Ric Flair wagon. I think it looks really cool. I'm in the midst of routing our e-brake cables for our hydraulic e-brake. That's gonna enter the car here through a grommet and then plug into our Sicky e-brake and our Willwood master cylinder here inside the car once we get that all mounted up. So now just playing a little catch up and buttoning up some of the things underneath the car. That way the next time we fire this thing up, it can be driven out of the garage, and that makes me happy. So what do we got going on over here? I heard Beckerman pull up in his BMW. That's a sound that I recognize from a mile away. Oh!
What's up guys? We got a whole bunch of parts here for the 240. We have been waiting on these, and I finally sourced them. But before we tell you what they are, we'll bring them inside and show you what we got.
Oh, some Pioneer speaks. So there's some good speaks. We got, oh, hose clamps, some hose clamps.
3 billion watts.
3 billion watt. Oh, door speaks. Hey, she's gonna be sounding pretty fresh in the 240, so you're cruising some style. Oh, we should mention we also got a double din head unit for the car as well to bring this thing up to 2000 standards.
Yeah.
Evan, what are you gonna do with that?
Dangle it.
You're just gonna
I'm trying to not put it on something nice, but everything has been replaced, so. I don't think we're gonna show this, but.
I'm showing it right now, but. Hey Victor, cut that out. When we turned the car on last time, we had a small fuel leak coming from the back where the fuel tank is at, and we actually figured out the issue. One of the feed line going from the fuel pump to the front, or the return line, one of the two. This one was actually leaking the old one, the old hose, which is right here. This one was leaking right in this area. It had a niche in it, so it was like spraying out. Now that we got that done, it's already routed to where the hard line is, and I'm just gonna hook it up here, put some hose clamps in it, and call it the day when it comes to the fuel system. That's gonna take care of that leak. Of course, I'm gonna retest it, and once that's done, we'll move into the front, which is the wiring. My UPS man's here. It's always a good time when he's here. What you got, bro? Oh, not for me.
There it is.
Damn. Need a signature?
No, you're good, bro. Thank you.
Damn. All right, so lately it seems like 1 step forward and 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward and 1 step back. I can't remember how that goes. So lately it seems like it's been 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but this is what makes these cars turn out so great. Ricky and I are actually removing the intake system because we're looking at the wire routing and we just don't like the way it looks sitting on top of the manifold. So we're actually gonna pull the manifold off, go back and reroute all of the engine harness wiring in a nice tidy fashion instead of just laying it on top, which is what Nissan does, and most people just leave it there. The engine looks too good with it not in there, so we're gonna try to make it disappear. So we're gonna go spend probably an hour's worth of time here and try to tuck all this stuff away. Think we can do it, Rick?
Oh yeah, come on.
Oh, we got this, baby. Alright guys, so Ricky and I, as you can see behind me, this is usually occupied by our 240SX. It is no longer on the lift. That means we're pretty much done underneath the car. It also means that our homeboy from OC Mobile Alignments is on his way down to put the alignment on the 240. So Ricky and I are still going to be working on the car. We got a bunch of interior bits that we need to install here, and you're probably wondering why the front sits so high. It does sit pretty high. And it looks like the wheel sits pretty far forward. So basically, he's gonna come down and get this thing all aligned for us. So basically, caster, camber, all the toe adjustments, all that stuff, all the alignment stuff will be handled by him. It's time for a little drumstick break. What do you think, Rick?
Oh, send it.
Thing on.
What's up guys, we're back for another day of working on the 240SX, and we have a ton of work today because what's tomorrow, Mick?
Dino Day, baby!
Dino Day, baby! Who's that an impression of? So we have a tremendous amount of work to be done in the car. We have a laundry list of things. So today's video is probably gonna be a lot more time lapses, a lot more work. So that all starts right about now. Hold it, brother. Is it going? Sounds like we're leaking.
Yeah, let's go. You can hear it going. I can feel it. Victor, cut this out. I'm gonna steal this camera from Beckerman for a second and show you guys what I've been up to for the last half hour or so. As you guys know, we plumbed this car with all AN fittings from our boys over at Crown Performance in Vista, California, and they sell us the Phoenix AN products. So we've gone ahead and finalized all the plumbing today. So basically this is it for plumbing, because I'm pretty pumped on it. Basically what we have here is our catch can. Evan welded up this aluminum bracket for me that I made, and we popped it in the front between the cooling fans. We went ahead and ran dash 10 from our PCV system, and it is ventilated. Also got rid of the T that returns back to the block, and we're running it to our can here, which also has a petcock on the bottom that can be drained at will. So this should work out pretty good for our application, and I think it really looks tough too.
You guys are looking for OEM parts? This guy right here, fan of the channel. Look at all these.
Damn, labels, son! Fresh grommets.
Flag.
Got our hood's nice and adjusted up.
Oh, that's a serious flag.
I don't want to touch it, I'm all dirty. Nissan Nismo Parts Plus. Dope.
Parts plug. He's the plug.
Oh, Parts Plus.
Thanks, brother. So we got some bits here. We'll show you guys. We'll be installing these. Got packaging.
Bro.
Hey, intact.
And it's not broken. What a beaut.
For those of you guys who have been asking about why our gas cap is not closed, it's because our little thing was broken.
Apparently this car was green.
Yeah, I might have to clean that off, but sweet.
Cool, so I've got us a prop rod because ours got misplaced. We've got the new prop rod holder there, and this is just like a prop rod guide. That goes there.
Ooh.
And then it just sits.
Nice little cradle right there, OEM.
Yeah. And then we got a new grommet as well, which will replace our painted one. So, God, I love new OEM parts. It's the best feeling in the world. Nismo Parts Plug. He's the plug.
One eternity later.
All right, well, it's that time. We've got all the other fluids in the car. We're gonna go ahead and top this bad boy off with some Peak OET, which is made for Asian vehicles, such as our 240 here. So we're gonna go ahead and toss this in. I was a little nervous the first time I started putting coolant in, because coolant not cheap. And if you forgot to put a fitting on tight or something and you leak it all over the floor, it sucks. We're gonna put in a little bit and take a look underneath the car and see if we got any leaks. I don't hear any leaks, so that's good. Let me have a gander. So far, so good. I better look again, huh? I don't hear anything, but I'm always nervous. Very nice, very nice. Ah, drat. Found a leak. Question is where from? Because it took a whole quart before it got there, or a whole gallon. See, we're not perfect. Ripperino. Bingo. Here, core. Looks like they just weren't tightened up enough. Okay, time to warm it up for the first time. So this is the inaugural startup. Really, we started the car and turned it off real quick. What we want to watch for now is any weird smoke, any fire, any weird noises. Right now I can tell we have a really high idle. That's probably because the idle air control valve is open, correct? So there's supposed to be a hose going from here to here. And if I plug the hole, you can see that it brings the idle down, and that's essentially what we need to happen. Still waiting on that hose to come in and stuff. All right, cool, so we're all burped now. This is excess fluid that we'll go ahead and plug and take out. The next thing is to button up any loose ends and then take this thing for its first maiden voyage up and down our street here, and then load it on the trailer and get it off the DNA garage to tune with Sean.
The next day.
Okay guys, just ran to the office to grab the camera. It's the next day from probably the footage you were just watching. Ricky and I decided to come in for a few hours and get this bad boy buttoned up. What you got going on there, Rick?
Come on, brother, let's go.
Oh, it's maiden voyage time, man?
So we have to adjust the idle since we fixed all the vacuum leaks.
Idle needs to come up because all the vacuum leaks are gone.
Yeah, it's kind of low. But we'll adjust it later.
Let me hop in.
Let's go.
All right, here we go, baby.
Let's go.
So, just so you guys know, we haven't checked any of the systems as far as,
Brake.
what are you trying to do there,
So I
boss?
was trying to pull the e-brake down, but there you go.
What e-brake? So, we haven't checked, like, you know, we bled everything, but we want to make sure that everything works before we leave the garage. So we're going to check all the...
You haven't tested brakes and
clutch or brakes. So try all that. Let's go reverse, forward. All right, we got
that works.
first gear. We got reverse.
This thing is short, dude.
Extremely short
Extremely
shifter.
short. Alright. Let's see if we can run to TJ's. Brakes go a little bit too low, but we can fix it by bleeding it. But that works.
The brakes are a little abrupt.
They're kind of sensitive.
Wow. All right. Well, that's good. Brakes are good.
That Cadillac stuff. Cadillac
CTS-V calipers for the win. Man, I will say this thing feels like a track car.
Am I gonna be able to make it?
You got no bumper on yet. As you guys can see, we don't have an interior in the car yet. We want to get it working mechanically sound first before we start throwing that in. The car's running under its own power, so that's a good thing. It sounds pretty damn good. I'm sure you guys aren't hearing exactly what we're hearing here on the camera, but you hear the turbo, a little whine, and it's making all the right noises, which is cool. So
It's making more than enough.
it's making all the noises at the moment, so we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the shop.
And we are in. Look at this. Sliding seats. Now you can get on now.
Hey Throttle fam, this is Mike Porter, Schizo327 on most of my social media platforms. The gentleman that was lucky enough to be picked to win the Throttle WRX, which as you can see is still in Arizona. And it's not going to be leaving anytime soon. There will be more mods coming to it here in the immediate future. Upgraded turbo, unequal length header, some other suspension mods. There will be a dyno video at some point. I just gotta make time to be able to take time off of work. Just giving y'all an update. Car is still in Arizona, still in my possession, and not going anywhere anytime soon. Y'all stay safe out there, and enjoy your weekend.